Hi there, thanks for staying here on Prime Morning. It's time for us to get to our next conversation, and I'm sure those of you who have been following on Tuesdays, good living comes your way, and it's our way of making sure that you get to have a healthy lifestyle. And for the past few weeks, we've started a conversation around some diseases that you and I can actually prevent if we decide to have a way of life. And I'm talking about a way of life where you check everything that you take in to your system. And Dr. Maurice Mensah has been helping us understand what we can do to make sure that we're able to maintain this, I want to say steez, or what we can do, not to invite all these diseases to ourselves, all right? So Doc is here this morning to run us through it again. Doc, good morning, how's it?
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
There's sometimes when you see a doctor, you don't want to ask how he's doing. Really asking a doctor how he's doing, he should be asking you, how are you doing?
In fact, we are also living. Yes, so
it's very necessary as well, right?
Very.
But thanks for the time. We appreciate you, Doc.
That's okay.
Nah, great. So we've had a conversation. I think I messed up sometime last week.
That's right. So you are missed, yes.
Yes. And so, I don't know, maybe we can just do a quick recap and then we'll move on to what we have today. We've got some PowerPoint presentation that Doc will be running us through as well, like we do almost every time.
That's right. That's right. So, during the last time, we tackled diabetes and high blood pressure. We spoke of a few things. Then basically, it all boiled down to lifestyle.
Great.
As we have been saying all the time. It's lifestyle diseases we are handling. So, So we gave out some dietary remedies.
Okay.
We spoke about cucumber, aloe vera, bitter melon, and lemon for diabetic juice. And it's very potent. It works just like the insulin shots.
So, Doc, you need to be on. You need to have the diabetes before you use these things, or you can use them.
Yes, yes.
When
you are diabetic,
using it without.
When you are diabetic,
okay,
this is what you use.
Okay.
But if you are non-diabetic, if you are not yet, the preventive measures is to eat well, and not to be taking certain things that would derange the system, and then will put you at that risk of developing the diabetes. Okay. And so we spoke about the hydrogenated oils. Fat from the animals that we eat, animal-related foods. It's very important we talk about them. And so we highlighted some of these things.
Right.
So these are the most important things to look out for. When it comes to prevention or preventing anything diabetic, hypertension, any kind of cardiovascular disease. Yeah.
Great stuff. So today we'll be looking at what? Where we?
Cancer.
Cancer.
It's serious.
I hate that.
Boss.
I hate to hear it, actually.
People who have been living with this, get close to them. Let them talk to you how they feel. They feel so inhuman. They get to a very deteriorating state where they feel like they don't want to exist anymore.
Yeah.
And that is not where we want to get to. And so prevention in this area is key. Because sometimes when it gets developed, the kind of hell that you are going to go through in handling, if even you succeed in reversing the cancer, the investment that has to go into it, it's unfathomable. And so it's very important to lay this kind of due attention to the preventive measures. Is the most important thing. So when it comes to cancer, today we want to concentrate on prevention. However, if anyone is living with it, we would also want to give out some gist to help out. And we are talking about cancer in general. We know lung cancer is the most leading cancer worldwide, globally. I'm not talking about only Ghana. It's a global conundrum. And so lung cancer is on the rise. Before we talk about breast cancer, colorectal cancer, prostate cancer, and cervical cancer and all those. And so cancer basically is malformation of a cell.
Okay.
The cell is structured naturally to grow in a certain shape, to have certain features and characteristics. Devoid of them will pose the threat to develop a cancerous cell. And so the many things we have been talking about being contributing factors to cancer. One, lifestyle. And then with the lifestyle, there are personal things that you do yourself to bring upon yourself these kind of degenerative disorders. And there are other environmental factors that are really affecting us. And so this is a cancerous cell. So this is
a cell that has a cancer?
Yes. It's not supposed to have this kind of shape.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be round in this nature, not to be having any foreign substance or element, trying to disfigure how it should be. As soon as it's tried disfiguring, the system might view it as a foreign material, and then it will start attacking the system. And so we will go deep into it, how to go about it, treatment and all those.
Okay.
And so prevention is one of the things we need to be looking at currently. But what exactly is causing many of the cancers we see today? In fact, many researchers has come. But conclusively, most of these things that we do not have upper hand on to control, that are beyond our control, the foremost thing is chemical.
Chemical?
Yes. Chemicals in the foods we eat, in the water we drink, in the cosmetic products we use, what we wear. Almost everything we are using on ourselves today are full of chemicals. And most of the dangerous chemicals people normally, or researchers have been attributing cancer to, is benzene, called benzene. Benzene can be found in most of these plastics that we use.
Okay.
And so it's unfortunate that we have stopped using our green leaves for wrapping our foods. These green leaves are with a lot of phytonutrients to help the system. But unfortunately, we are resorting to using these plastics containing benzene. It's a chemical that really kills, highly dangerous. Unfortunately, whatever we put in these chemicals to consume, a percentage or a portion of the benzene from these plastics will get into the system, will find its way into the system.
Wow.
And most of these chemicals they are using for preservation. We need to be mindful. Everything that we are buying that are preserved, it means those things were not made to be preserved. God made them to be eaten or be used within a certain time period or frame of time. But we want to preserve them with chemicals. That is why I strongly, vehemently condemn those who are into the herbal practice and are using that in conjunction with chemicals. They use chemicals. It has to be strictly that. So it has been my worry. Today, the world is developing very, at this alarming rate where we need not to sit down for certain things to just be ruining our lives like that.
So this is what you're talking about?
Exactly. So with our wache whatsoever. In fact, this reminds me, Resurrect Stone. Sometime I heard that he's been preparing some of the wache, this is the stew or the shito with coconut oil. I was amazed. I said, look at this, we've started from somewhere. Can we be doing that? I remember those times when we were buying rice, oil rice, as we normally say, with coconut oil, boiled with coconut oil. I mean, these things were helping us. We were not at risk when it comes to cancer and those things few years ago. Just few years ago, few decades ago. And today, almost globally, 1 out of 6 people are with cancer.
Wow.
Globally, 1 out of 6 persons are with a kind of cancer. So this is what we are supposed to be encouraging. Having our meals, people wrap banku in plastics. It's not the best, most especially the hot substances. I mean, It's about time we go off these things.
So can we deal with one of the cancers? Can we take one of them and then we'll look at it?
In fact, today we need to look at it generally.
Okay.
Because
then because of the time.
Yes, because of the time. So that, look at this. Isn't this beautiful?
Yeah.
Very beautiful. And so if we are encouraged to be eating from this, I mean, it's really going to help us.
But there's a pack here. Does it affect it?
No.
Since it's
exactly.
It's safer.
This will even prevent the chemicals
from penetrating.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And so this is what we're encouraging. But I really want us to shift from the causative factors.
Okay.
We have known that chemical is the number one causative factor of cancer. The next thing that is so fascinating is meat. Meat. In fact, there are a lot of researches.
So you mean the cow meat?
Yes.
Plantain meat?
Yes. Or any kind of animal meat.
Dog, that one to be at the line.
And so if you have a history, in fact, you really need to meet people who have had experiences in some of these fields, and they will tell you the truth.
No, as rabbits, but you are checking them for.
Like rabbit meat.
Yeah, the people at the back there, they are all gone. That is what they like.
Yes, but
my goodness.
Don't say that you've known someone who has.
Why? How?
Today, the meat we are having on the market is not healthy. We don't have organic meat, organic animals. No.
Wow.
Back in the day, you have hen, poultry, eating from the surrounding and our environment. So they are fed with the natural stuff.
Exactly.
But today, it's hormonal feeds, hormone-induced feeds that are given to them, devoid of the necessary nutrients that you can get from, the second-hand nutrients.
Well.
Exactly. Because whatever you eat has that greater effect on you, whether you like it or not. In as much as you have consumed it, it is certainly going to consume you too. So let a good thing consume you, and you will flourish. And so meat is something that we need to begin abstaining from. And be honest. Ochiame Kwame has, he's come out clearly that when he went off meat, he's seen significant improvement in his life and his health in general. And these are some of the things we need to, these empirical evidences are there to prove to us that today we are not safe taking certain things. If it was safe 100 years ago, it doesn't mean it's safe today. So progressively, we need to look at health, that it's very dynamic. And the very trend we are taking today in our health, we need to look at something very importantly, blue zones. These are the areas of the world where we see the most healthiest people.
Blue zones.
World blue zones. And so, it says blue zones are certain regions of the world where people naturally live longer and healthier than the average. These regions are with the highest concentration of centenarians. They live beyond 100 years. Today, as I speak with you, they have no records of cancers and stuff like that. Now, when you go to California, you have Loma Linda.
Okay.
It's one of the areas.
One of the areas.
Yes. Those are my people. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay.
In fact, if you are blessed to have a Seventh-day Adventist who is a natural health practitioner, be grateful to God and cling to them. They will tell you every truth about natural healing. They have the secret to natural healing. And it's exhibited in Loma Linda. When you get to California, they live beyond 100 years and they live amazing lifestyle. These are picked from different regions of the world.
Okay.
We have Sardinia in Italy. We have Nicoya in Costa Rica. We have Ikaria in Greece. We have Okinawa State in Japan. And when you look at Okinawa, their lifestyle, this is a full research for us. What exactly do you want to emulate from these people? It's basically what they eat, how they live. And so we ask ourselves, people have done this research massively. Many researches about these blue zones are there. Just go read about them. How do they eat? What are they eating? Sweet potato, 67%. And if I tell you how beneficial sweet potato is in prevention of cancer, it will amaze you.
Even the one we have now?
Yes.
Whether chemical or not?
I mean, it's still better.
Okay.
It's still better. Because whether you like it or you are supposed to eat. And today we are eating refined foods. It's better to resort to these ones that are not refined. If we are struggling with this will have a lower level of percentage affecting you negatively than the...
will take your life.
Exactly.
I see.
Sweet potato, it's very important, and we are even lucky enough that there are many of these produce, when you use chemicals on them, before they even, get to the ripe stage and stuff like that, they are able to reduce its level of the effect that it can have on one's body significantly before we even take them.
Okay.
And so, I mean, we are lucky to still, eat them whilst propagating and advocating for organic farming. We are still, in with this. But some of us go beyond taking this and taking junk foods, processed ones. And so, sweet potato, having about 67% of their diet. You have rice. Natural rice, indeed, not a perfumed one. They cooked the brown rice, the wholesome rice, not perfumed, refined rice, devoid of fiber and all those things. They have other vegetables contributing about 9% of their diet. They have 6% legumes, other grains about 3%. Fish, meat, poultry is 2%. Are you following?
Yeah.
Fish, meat, poultry is 2%. And then other things.
That's low.
Very low.
Yeah.
It's the lowest among them, and it's even about three things
combined together.
About.
So you can imagine one with 0 point something.
Yes. And then when it says secrets of the world's longest living women, so they do not suffer from breast cancer. And so the islands at the southern end of Japan have historically been known for longevity. Once called the land of immortals.
They don't die.
They don't die. They're not dying. Over there in Japan, Okinawa, when you die at the age of 90, it's called a premature death.
The 90 years.
90 years. It's considered you dying prematurely.
Wow.
How about we experiencing 20, 15, 25, 30 years?
Serious cancers.
What a shock.
Can I explain them?
A lot of cancers in our youth, a younger generation. This is a serious reality we are faced with. Sometimes we seem so much unconcerned. And our generation seems so much unconcerned about their health that it shocks me. It says Okinawans have less cancer. This is a peer-reviewed article, so that's how they will state it professionally. But they have no single record of cancer. Over there, we've not recorded even one in Okinawa. Heart disease, dementia, all these things are not there. But in America, but because we've begun eating like them, we shall also import the diseases. Once you import their food, you import everything along with the disease. If you eat like the Americans are eating, you die like them.
Okay. So
they rely on plant-based diet.
Okay.
It says older Okinawans have eaten a plant-based diet most of their lives. Their meals of stir-fried vegetables, sweet potatoes, and tofu are high in nutrients and low in calories. Basically, that's what they eat.
Okay. So all this is for Japan.
Japan.
Okay.
And now, when you look at the other, but quickly, I need to talk about this.
Okay.
The magwort, ginger, and turmeric. This is one of the most important elements they are using naturally, full of antioxidants and a whole lot. And so if you are with cancer, these are the important things you need to be looking at. Turmeric. Turmeric is one of the most important things you need to be having for beverages.
Okay.
And it will help you a lot. This is Loma Linda, California. Look at what they eat. They eat 27% fruits, 33% vegetables, purely plant-based, 12% legume. Dairy is 10%. Whole grain 7%. Meat and poultry 4%. They eat seeds and nuts. Added fat and egg 1%, fish 1%. A group of Americans living 10 years longer than their colleagues in America. And it's very important that we emulate what they eat. They are Seventh-day Adventists. They eat plant-based, primarily a vegetarian diet, and then regular, moderate exercise. And so these are the things we need to be emulating in the country.
Very well. Our time is up, but
Right.
I think it's intriguing. And so we're going to probably pause here, and then next week we'll look at it. For me, it's not even about looking at the cancers. I think it's about the prevention and all of it. Because already the cancers we spoke about them several times.
Yes.
So it's how we are able to balance our lifestyle so we don't get up having any of the cancers that
That's right.
have been already talked about.
That is the most
So
important
I'm
thing
excited that we're running through some of these things so we know even the percentage of what you're taking at what point in time. And it makes a lot of sense. The only unfortunate thing is that they did not include my hometown, Hochlefe. Now, my grandfather has been living for the past 111 years now.
That's right.
Yes, and he's still strong. He doesn't have any cancer. He doesn't have anything. He works.
They are eating the ayoyo, the okra, the boma, the garden eggs. You know what I mean?
He comes from his room, he walks, he will ask you, did you bring football? We have to put
They are not even blind.
When he's sick, he goes to the hospital, he comes back.
They see, they hear.
It's fine. And so, yes, they should include my grandfather's.
That's right.
Anyway, that's going to be all for this morning. Doc, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Next week, we're going to continue with it.
Exactly.
That's right. We're going to find out how we can look at the other issues that comes with it in terms of our lifestyle.
That's right.
And what we can do. All right? So, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to be back again at 6 a.m. It's going to be Wednesday and you're not missing out any of the conversations we'll be having here on the show. So please make sure that you're a part of us. Myself, Shola, will be back. Rosalind Felly will be back as well. And we're going to run this. And once again, our sincere condolences going out to our sister and my co-host over here on the show, Siedwa, the Golden Girl, lost her dad over the weekend. And so our hearts goes out to the entire family, and may God comfort you. My name is KMJ. Please do take care of yourselves and each other. Until tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your day.